All right, hello, bedroom boys and girls of the world, and welcome once again to the Spare Bedroom Show. I know I promised last time that the three of us would be together, but now it is even the exact opposite. None of us are together. Uh, I'm back home in Russell. Eric's at his parents', and Kooks is still rocking that screen spare bedroom. Uh, but yeah, we are the Spare Bedroom. As always, we gather once a week, Sundays at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on twitch.tv/the Spare Bedroom, where once a week we get together, have a few laughs, play some games. And this week we are doing a deep dive into Darth Vader because R.I.P. David Prowse, the bodybuilder who was the actor or he played Darth Vader. Everybody knows he wasn't the voice.
He was the actor who played Darth Vader. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like fucking James Earl Jones is just a voice.
There was like another stunt double too that like did some of the stunts and stuff. But whenever you see Darth Vader on screen,
can fuck off.
It was David Prowse in there, and he passed away at the right old age of 85. Lived a long life there, good life. And for him right now, let's just take 30 seconds of heavy breathing and remember David Prowse and Darth Vader. All right. But yeah, so we're going to do a deep dive into our Star Wars movies, but we're going to rank them of how Vader/Anakin is in that movie. Because spoiler, I guess Anakin becomes Vader if you didn't know that.
Fuck!
You fucked it up, man.
Ruined it.
Well, we're going to hit you with some facts about Darth Vader. I know Eric has a lot of things. I think about David Prowse as well. I'm going to give you some top 5 moments of Vader you don't know from comics, video games, TV shows, all that extended universe stuff. As well, we're going to hit you with a surprise at the end of the show because we got Kooks addicted to a TV show, and now we're going to talk about it and create a show about it. But before we get all to that, as always, you can follow us, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you have Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription to Twitch Prime, which would help support this channel, and that has to be done every month, so it's going to be a new month soon. So that means you will have to re-up that subscription. Again, if you have Amazon Prime, it is free, costs you nothing, but it helps the channel out. As well, you can catch all our content over at youtube.com/thesparebedroom throughout the week in case you missed any of it. Go watch the clips down there. They're edited, shorted down, a little bit more digestible. As well, you can listen to the shows on any podcast service. Fuck, I can't talk right now. So follow us in the links in the description boxes down below, and let's get to today's show. As I said, it is Vader, it is Star Wars. We are in no way Star Wars experts. Fuck, I cannot talk. Eric, start talking.
It's that Russell air you got over there.
Is that a Russell air?
That Manitoba air, that cold air.
And so everyone knows. Oh, Aiden. Aiden needed to close his closet.
Get the fuck out of here. As I'm in his bedroom.
Yeah.
It's got the best lighting. And also I was rummaging around through Aiden's shit, and that's how I got a Aiden's Star Wars shirt, size small, because he shops at Baby Gap. Aiden's Darth Vader onesie was also for Baby Gap. The helmet. I got a bunch of other trinkets here. I'll show you throughout the show. I found Star Wars action figure still in the box. Darth Vader's in the corner. It's the Ronto and the Jawa.
The Ronto.
Ronto's like this big fucking thing, the big Brontosaurus looking thing, and the Jawa is these little fuckers. And so I found my dad's old the Star Wars storybook, which is from the first movie. It's just like basically just runs down the first movie.
Eric, you can't read.
Yeah, I know, but it's got pictures. So I can tell what's going on from the photos. I found my old Star Wars Special Edition trilogy VHS tapes from 1997. So I'm good. I didn't realize how much Star Wars shit my parents have.
When we were all
Sorry, what?
So when we were all doing that heavy breathing, didn't it sound like me snoring, but like at 50%?
Yeah, man. He fucking passed out on my couch. Motherfucker was passed out on my couch for like 20 hours on Saturday. I was like, he snores like a bastard. I kept trying to wake him up, and he was like, just roll over. And I'm like, fuck, all right. So I just went on and did things till he left finally.
Yeah.
But you gave me a ride to my car, so that was nice.
Yeah, it was a good trade
Yeah,
off.
literally, Dane literally left to leave for Russell. Like, what did you leave at 6:30? And you were still at
7.
Challenge. Yeah. So yeah, you want me to say some fucking? Want to get into like the Star Wars or the Darth Vader facts right now, or what?
Yeah, hit us with some Darth Vader facts.
Darth Vader or David Prowse, or just mix them all together there?
Well, let's hit up David Prowse first. Let's honor the man who played him first. That's what we're here for.
David Prowse is a simple man, a very tall man.
Is that the opening line on his Wikipedia?
Yeah.
He was a simple man. He was 6'6". He was a former bodybuilder. He was the one who trained Christopher Reeves for the role of Superman.
Really?
Yeah, because he was a professional bodybuilder before he became.
Was he ever like Mr. Universe?
I think he was in those kinds of things. I don't know. I never looked
Did he go against Arnold?
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Because no, I think he was before Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Can you imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger as Darth Vader?
He wasn't tall enough. He would just become like this little stock. You imagine like Darth Vader, like all like short and stocky, like. Ugh.
He would whistle.
He needed that height. Prowse and James Earl Jones. So Prowse was the guy who played Darth Vader, and then James Earl Jones did the voice. So they had never met in person.
Ever?
They just kind of knew of each other. Yeah.
His favorite
director to work with was Irvin Kershner, who was the director of this Empire Strikes Back.
Ivan, not Irvin.
It's Irvin.
I thought it was Ivan.
Is it Irvin?
No, it's Devin.
Yeah, his Wikipedia or his filmography was pretty piss poor. All he ever did was he did all the original 3 Star Wars movies. He was the bodyguard in A Clockwork Orange, Julian, and he was in Jabberwocky, that weird.
He was in the Jabberwockies.
Yeah,
the dance group.
No, not the.
Oh, hey, real quick shout out Pody for the subscription. Thanks, buddy. You're always the best.
Thanks, buddy. Good to see you. I bought him lunch when I visited him to make up for all the money that he's given us.
Yeah, you need to buy like 20 more lunches.
I know, right?
Well, it depends where you took him.
Lady, that man's putting our kids through college.
Where'd you take him for lunch?
Where did we go? Garrick's Head, just a pub. Had some beers.
And yeah, he did a lot of Frankenstein movies. Then that was pretty much it for his filmography. He kind of didn't have much going on. But I feel like the 3 original Star Wars movies and A Clockwork Orange, that's pretty good.
So he was never in the Revenge of the Sith, like when you see Vader there? Was that Hayden Christensen? Must have been.
No. Or yeah, like at the end.
Like in the final scene. Yeah, when he's
No, I don't know. I didn't.
Are you talking about the Goonies?
Yeah. He was
yeah,
Sloth.
he also played Sloth. I can hit you guys up with some Vader knowledge that'll fuck you up.
Yeah. Let's get the trivia out of the way.
So Orson Welles was the original pick for Vader's voice, but George Lucas felt it was too recognizable, so he went with someone else. They got the Darth Vader breathing sound from like a scuba diving regulator, which I thought was pretty. I was like, that's not even that interesting of a fact, but
that makes sense though. Now that you think about it.
Yeah. Once you think about it, you're like, that's. It makes sense, but it's not like it's not going to keep me up at night. It's not that interesting.
I hate these movies now.
David Prowse accidentally spoiled the "I Am Your Father" twist to a larger group of people in 1978 by accident.
They just beat the shit out of him.
So he murdered them.
But like back then, you could say things, and like there was no social media, so it's like, okay, I can tell these people, and like no one, it wasn't that big of a deal.
He was just like walking up, like he's just like hands in his pocket, like walking guys, like, hey, you know Vader? Yeah, he's Luke's dad. I played him.
Yes, that's most misquoted line of all time is the Darth Vader quote. People always say, "Luke, I am your father." It was, "No, I am your father," because Luke says, "I know the truth. I know you killed my father," and he says, "No, I am your father." And then Dark Khan lets out like that, "No," that really greasy looking "no." While they're in that like wind tunnel, whatever, in Empire Strikes Back. Vader's look was inspired by George Lucas's love for samurais and samurai armor. Sorry.
Do we know where the Luke "I am your father" came from? Like, was that just like from some movies that ripped it off, and then that just became the zeitgeist of it?
I don't know. I think it was from people yelling into fans.
Well,
I don't know where that came from. To be honest, when I was a kid, that's what I thought. But just from like word of mouth, I was like, "It's Luke, I'm your father."
Yeah, exactly. There's probably something.
So it's quoted in other movies.
It's probably like it's probably his breathing when it's like it sounds like Luke.
Yeah,
I feel like it was
now
like
you're making sense, Kooks.
Yeah.
I feel like it was spoofed in like a movie, like a.
That's what I'm thinking, but like what movie?
Airplane type movie, and then it just said, "Luke, I'm your father," and people were just like, "Oh, that must be the line." I'm not gonna like back check it because there's no internet yet. So in A New Hope, he only had 12 minutes of screen time, Darth Vader, for being the face of the movie, basically. James Earl Jones and David Prowse were uncredited for their roles. James Earl Jones didn't want to be typecast since he was an up-and-coming actor, so he didn't want to be credited in the movie. And Prowse didn't want his name attached, thinking the movie was going to suck and that it wouldn't do very well.
Well, yeah, everybody thought the movie was going to be fucking trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about space.
I wonder if on like new releases they have them credited, or if still they don't.
I hope not. Fuck those guys.
So yeah, that's a couple facts about what Darth Vader you guys might have known or might have not known. I don't know. Maybe I'll go fuck myself.
Were you guys terrified of Darth Vader as a kid?
No.
No, I thought he was a rad dude, man. I was like,
I wouldn't go that far. Like I didn't
like
like
he was
him.
hip, cool dude, man. I thought he was with it.
I thought he was a bad motherfucker, man. He's always choking people and like just treating people like shit.
Were you scared of him, Dane?
I want to say I was. I remember seeing Star Wars very young. But
it all depends when you saw it.
Yeah.
Like I thought the Gremlins were scary when I was 4, so
really?
Vader would have scared me. Yeah.
Well, the Gremlins are scary. Mogwai are cute.
Mogwai are adorable.
Yeah, but Anakin was cute, and then Darth Vader was scary, so it's similar.
Yeah,
I mean,
they should have.
Are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about
Darth Vader?
How shit Anakin Hayden Christensen was?
Oh, I was gonna say Jake Lloyd, like the fucking the kid actor who played like young Anakin. How piss poor of a job he did.
Jake Lloyd's had a bad enough life. I don't think he needs us ripping on him.
I was gonna say, should we do a Where Are They Now?
I know he's doing not that well. Like even like 4 years ago, he got arrested for like driving like an asshole.
Yeah.
And his photo looks like like someone who belongs to the dark side. Like he's like got this like shitty goatee. His face is all cut up. He's wearing this like robe. Let's see. Like I'm like, was this like I thought it was a joke at first, but he actually is like just a piece of shit now who just like had a really rough childhood because he got made fun of so much for his role as Anakin that he like had to drop out of school and stuff. And I was always jealous of that kid when I was a kid. I was like, man, I wish I got to play Anakin. That would be fucking dope. But apparently, it fucks up your life.
Wish I could race pods.
Yeah,
like people like shit on Hayden Christensen like back in the day and like ripped him apart, but now like fans are like, no, he's good. Like we accept him now, and he's like, well, he almost drove me to suicide back in the day, but I guess it's cool now. Like I'll take a picture with you. But it's like Jake Lloyd. It's like no, he's still not accepted in the Star Wars community.
Like, yeah. He's just an ugly little chud of a man. Like he's just like an ugly guy. Like he was a cute kid. He's got that Jerry Maguire kid thing going on where he's like cute when he was a kid, but now he's just an ugly motherfucker.
Speaking of that, and side note to last week's episode when Kooks, I think, was talking about the Fresh Prince reboot. I watched that, like the reunion. The like baby kid or like the young one when he shows up again in the reunion. I was like, ooh, he did not age well.
No, well, it's funny when you have those like big-headed, cute-faced kids, man. None of them end up looking good when they're older.
It's like his face sank together.
Yeah.
Did you cry? Cry? Oh, you're talking about the Fresh Prince thing? I didn't watch it.
I cried at the Uncle Phil stuff.
Yeah, that was sad, man.
But
dude, funny you said that because I saw that popped up on my YouTube and I was saving it for tonight because I know I'm going to tear up, so I'm going to save it for later when I'm in bed by myself. When I'm already crying myself to sleep, might as well cry a little more. Which kid from Fresh Prince are you talking about that showed up?
Nikki.
Did Jazz show up?
Yeah, Jazz is there. Both moms show up too. I thought there'd be more drama with that. All right, this isn't Fresh Prince.
Yeah, what the fuck? We're talking about Star Wars, man. Fuck that.
I think we should change the whole episode now.
Fresh Prince
about Fresh Prince now.
Yeah. The fuck were we talking about? Oh yeah, Hayden Christensen and
Jake.
You know who else was a motherfucker that got shit on lots and still gets shit on to this day? Jar Binks.
Yeah. Even like
he's another.
Just the actor who played him, and it's like, this is what George Lucas wanted. Like, don't get mad at me.
Did you guys buy into the Jar Jar like conspiracy that he was actually like he was actually like a Sith Lord?
That he's more powerful than Vader?
Who just acted like an idiot? He just like pretended to be stupid.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that was a thing. That sounds about right, though.
Watch the YouTube video. It's kind of convincing in their argument, but it's clearly just, grasping. But it's pretty convincing argument. They literally use like cinematography fuck ups as like proof. It's like no, they wouldn't fuck up one side he jumped off of. He's a Sith Lord.
He took down that whole army by himself.
Oh yeah, that was a bad movie, man. Fuck, I didn't like when I was a kid. I saw that movie and I thought it was like the most badass thing, like the pod race and everything. But then you watch it now, and it's like, oh my god, it's fucking hard to watch.
That's a clean segue into what we are going to be doing with our tier ranks. We'll get into each of the movies one by one, at least. I guess not the 7, 8, 9.
No.
I mean, Vader's helmet shows up in it. I guess we can rank it on that if you guys want.
Nah, leave that shit out.
You hear his voice a couple times. Yeah.
We'll just stick to the OG ones.
We're going to do a tier list of Star Wars movies, but to change up the rankings or at least make it a little different, we're going to rank them purely on the Darth Vader, Anakin aspects of the movie. So let me find this as I set this up.
What was your Star Wars experience as a child, Kooks? Did you have pajamas and shit? I'm literally sitting on a Star Wars pillow, I just realized. Because my parents have like wooden chairs and they fucking hurt my ass because I got a delicate ass.
My Star Wars experience as a kid, I watched the movies a lot because we had the box set trilogy. But as far as
the special edition one, this one?
I don't know if it was that one or not. Did that one have anything weird about it? I don't think so. I think we just had
the original ones,
the original box set. But
sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah. As a kid, I really liked the movies. I did not get into like the merchandise or like the memorabilia at all. All my memorabilia was fucking Ninja Turtles. I had a few Biker Mice from Mars toys too, but
nice. I still got those. Still got both of those.
Those are fucking tight. But no, so I didn't have like my dad wasn't a crazy memorabilia guy, so I kind of think
nice.
I kind of think your memorabilia like follows what your parents are willing to buy, So I love the movies. I watched the movies a lot when I was a kid, but I didn't get into the toys.
Yeah. I remember my dad telling me just recently, like, buying this, because we were so poor when we were kids, that my dad buying this cost like $70 in like 1997 or something like that. It was pretty expensive for a week. Dad, we weren't allowed to eat for a couple days, and just so we could watch Star Wars over and over again. But I used to watch Return of the Jedi like a bastard, like the scene when they're going through the woods on the speeders. Is that like when they get to Endor? I used to watch that on like fucking repeat when I was a kid. That was my shit. And like the end scene, the battle scene with the fucking Ewoks at the end, fucked me up.
Fuck me up, dude.
When that one Ewok died, man, it was like a Land Before Time when his mom died.
It's not when he dies; it's when the other Ewok like comes up to him and like starts like pushing him, like, "Hey,
yeah, because they're running, and then the explosion happens, and then he fucking falls over. And then he's like, "Oh, buddy, let's go!" And he like realizes his buddy's dead. He's like, "Oh no."
What I just see the other day.
Let's talk about something else.
Guys, let us know in the chat as we're doing this some of your favorite Star Wars movies on the Vader performance. Yes. But let us know as we go. We'll check that after.
Or just some Star Wars.
Hey, are we counting? He's in Rogue One, right?
Oh, Rogue One is going to be high on that list, motherfucker.
Yeah, like he's in Rogue One. Yeah. Is he in Solo? I can't remember.
No.
That was no. He could have been, but he wasn't.
All right, so
in the same kind of timeline, but
yeah, I know. I knew it was a timeline, but I didn't remember seeing him in it. But I was like, I'll double check with these guys.
Darth Maul's in it.
Plus Solo could fuck off. I didn't really.
What, Dane, you set up the list. What are the categories for the tier rankings this week?
I didn't. I guess I could have made joke ones. What the last one can be? What holiday special is the F tier?
Yeah.
Can you zoom in on that? Special? Can you zoom in on that a little bit? I can't really see it.
For sure.
Yeah. Netscape, fuck off.
So yeah, as you can see now, I got the tier list. If you haven't seen our tier list or know what a tier list is, you rank things by category. You got the S tier, aka God tier. Then you got A tier, which is good, not great. B tier, okay, middle of the run. C, you get the idea. And then coming in at last, the holiday special tier, which I just automatically put Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, or whatever the new trilogy is that I don't even consider Star Wars anymore. Plus,
I think you could watch it online, but the holiday special, if you have the time, it used to be like impossible to find because they like kind of just didn't want that to exist anymore.
They like tried to destroy all copies.
Now it's become like an online joke or like just like an inside joke because it's just so fucking bad. Like it's incredibly bad.
The Chewbacca scene.
It actually has like. Yeah, like Chewbacca's like family, like it's their home life. They live in like a tree, and they have like a modern house and stuff. It's so fucking stupid. And the sad part is like go ahead.
I was gonna say the dad like falls asleep. Fucking Zoom, fucking delays. The dad like falls asleep, and then like it's just like a 5-minute weird like dance number scene with this girl like hologram dance number, and never watched the holiday special.
But the funny thing is, like Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill and all those people like came back and like contributed to it. It's like they're all in it. Like
it should be. They each got paid like $2 million, and fucking Harrison was probably stoned as fuck. Same with Carrie Fisher.
And even like they do this like quick like Boba Fett, like animation thing, and like Harrison Ford just sounds so unenthusiastic. You can only hear his voice. And you can only hear he's like just sounds like he's just like fuck this man, like he just hates being there. He just wanted to go home and like.
That's literally the introduction of Boba Fett. Like that was before he appeared in Return of the Jedi.
No, he appeared in Empire.
Or Empire. Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I guess that was the first one.
But that was the beginning of him. It was this weird animation, and everybody was like, "Oh, Boba Fett's cool." No, he's not. He's a piece of shit.
If you had to, you know how I was doing like to explain the plot line badly.
Mm-hmm.
How would you do that for Star Wars? Guy has trouble accepting his father.
It'd be what I just said in the chat. It's a movie about the sexual tension between a brother and sister.
I was just gonna say, an incestuous family's conquest over the galaxy. I don't know.
Each one could be different. It's like guy pissed about his mother, or his uncle and auntie burning to death. Empire, guy kisses his sister. Third one is like a bunch of teddy bears running around and one of them dies and it's sad.
Guy goes on a road trip with his friend and his dog. I don't know.
Guy has a really. No, go ahead.
Two drifters take a cross galaxy trip with their trusty dog, looking for love.
I like how
space poon.
Han Solo can magically speak Wookiee. He's just like, oh, he's like, no, fucking Chewbacca. This goes here and that goes there. Like the way they communicate, he just communicates in like little growls and shit.
Let's do this list, or else we'll rant forever.
All right, that's what this show's about. All right, so as I said, this is a tier list, but we are ranking the movies purely on the Darth Vader aspect of them. R.I.P. Darth Vader. All right, who wants to nominate?
Let's not forget why we're here. I think we're getting off track here. Like, a man died for us.
I will start.
I don't know why I laughed at that.
I will start. Let's start with the Phantom Menace. Let's get that up there right away.
Starting at episode 1, A tier, S tier, God tier.
Let's go ahead, and my vote would go ahead and be Holiday Special. I hated the first one so much.
But again, how are you ranking it on Anakin? Anakin's pretty dope in this movie. He wins a pod race.
No, he's not. He's a little piece of fucking shit.
He steals a Naboo TIE fighter, and then he blows up like a mini Death Star, and then he goes, wahoo! Yippee!
He's just a little brat.
He sounds like Mario in it.
He is as bad as the third Three Ninjas movie in this. Like he's just rough.
Don't bring that up.
He belongs in Surf Ninjas.
It's no higher. If you guys put it higher than B, the show's over.
But like we're talking. Okay, how many can we have in each category?
I think it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter here.
Yeah, it'll just be how we.
I mean, for like Anakin performances, I'd go B because that Jake Lloyd kid is just such a such a horrible actor, and like
he has a lot to do.
The movie itself for me was a good experience because my uncle took me to like. I came to Calgary when I was like 9 years old. My mom was still pregnant with Aiden, and it was I think it's number 1999. Then took me to Chinook Mall, and I was just like pumped and watching it was amazing. But then you watch it now, and just like the kid is just such a shit actor. It's just so.
Me and all of us Burla cousins went to Roblin Theater, and like there's like 20.
Was it just packed?
Oh yeah.
Oh, everyone was so hyped. That's part of the reason it's a B.
Man, a fun fact. So like, this is like back before like the internet was like a thing, but it wasn't like that.
The first.
I would put this. As a movie, I would put this in maybe C tier, but as an Anakin performance, again, he's winning pod races. He's showing why he's one of the best pilots.
What are you saying, Eric? Sorry, I cut you off there.
And he's macking on a 14-year-old. Props to that kid, yo.
So that movie Meet Joe Black came out around the same time as this, and people were just going to theaters to see Meet Joe or to watch the Meet Joe Black movie, just to watch the Star Wars Episode 1 trailer. Then they would just fucking leave.
I thought you were gonna say just to see Brad Pitt get hit by a car.
They'd probably stay for that, then they'd leave because it happens right at the beginning. I mean, that's the only reason I ever liked that movie. I remember downloading that scene on LimeWire, LimeWire when I was a kid, just like watch it over and over again.
Nah, it's all Irie, man.
Let's remember, these first three movies are essentially a Darth Vader origin story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're heavy Darth Vader.
Like their origin stories, and it was just so disappointing and bad that
this is bad. You don't even like. You can't even like see him being evil in this or anything. The best thing was that one poster where it's like Jake Lloyd looking down at the ground, but his shadow is like Vader. That's some good marketing right there.
That's a good marketing. But hey, real quick before we move on, I can't remember. I watched this movie twice maybe, and I've not touched it since because it's so bad. Was there any foreshadowing to his potential evil as a little boy? I can't remember.
Just that he had an attachment with his mom, and that would cause like evilness or something. I don't know.
He's just
I'd turn evil if that happened to my mom. Like, you see what happened to his mom? That was fucked up. Like, we'll get into this later, but anyways, yeah. Also, another thing with this movie, I think it's the reason I'm such a little man whore, because I remember I was the same age as Anakin when I saw this, and my uncle was like showing this movie. She took me to the movie to see this, and he's like, "You see that kid? And you see that like teenage girl there, like Padme?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "They end up having sex." I was like, "Oh, really?"
Really?
I was like, "That little punk hooks up with that hot chick." I was just like, I think that's when Eric blossomed. He's just like, that gives me a little bit of hope.
My, this here Anakin guy. Maybe Vader someday later. Now he's just a small fry.
Hitting on teenage girls became not
Oops, sorry, I got rid of the tier list. My bad.
So yeah, let's move on to the next movie. Eric, what do you got?
Definitely B tier.
Yeah, so yeah, Anakin in that one. I'm going to throw up a heavy hitter. Apparently, he's only got 12 minutes of screen time in this one, but I'm going to go A New Hope.
A New Hope, episode 4.
That was everyone's first exposure to, like, arguably, not even arguably, like, I think in my mind, the best villain of all time. Like, when you think of the best villain of all time, I'm pretty sure, at least in the top 3, Darth Vader pops up, because
he's not a villain. He's the chosen one. Okay. But he kills Palpatine.
But to everyone, he's a dick, and I thought, yeah, like that's the first exposure to him, and he does a good job playing like a villain. So
he is absolutely menacing. But
just because I didn't realize how little screen time he had till today when I was reading like facts about it, so I put that in A tier.
Well, he only shows up like at the end, like trench run when he's like in his.
Well, he's right at the beginning when when she sends the fucking R2D2 with all the messages.
Yeah,
and then
you see the stormtrooper hit his head on the door. Gets me every time.
Yeah. So I'll put that in A because it's like just like your first exposure to the guy, and you just like, God, this guy's just ends up just being just a ridiculous jerk, just an absolute jerk.
Kook's thoughts.
Blows up a plan.
Because I got a hot take after.
Okay, this one is tough because it is like the first appearance and it's badass, but he's in it so little that it's if we're ranking it just on Vader. Exactly. Like he impacts the movie super hard though, you know what I mean? Like he builds himself up to be like the motherfucking man in this movie, even with a little bit of screen time. So I'm A, borderline B. Like I'm right in the middle there. It's definitely better than the Phantom Menace for Vader, but between A and B for me. So what? And Eric says A. So Dane, what's your hot take?
Here's my hot take. He loses to his son. He's supposed to be the best pilot ever, and he can't even shoot down his son. And then he gets blasted away, and it's him like spinning away, going, ah, and that's like all you see of him. He can't even fucking get Princess Leia or capture her. He gets thwarted by a couple of droids. I mean,
okay,
he comes off as kind of a loser in this one.
He
doesn't even have his theme song in this movie. His theme song doesn't even come in until the next one.
What's your letter on it?
I'd put it in.
You know what? And because of your argument, since I was fence riding, I agree. B.
You know?
B. I'm with you. But you have to put it before the Phantom Menace on that list, or else I'm putting it in A.
I agree with that.
Fine. All you can do with that.
I guess he kills Obi-Wan. We didn't even talk about that. But that fight is also like the saddest thing ever, where it's just like two old men like just like
oh.
There's actually a sweet YouTube video where it's like they like reshoot that scene with like younger actors and make it look a cool fight scene. Look it up on YouTube.
Listen real quick. Nice.
What was that? You just load a gun? What was that?
Yeah, like that's such a pathetic fight, and then you watch them later on in like the newer movies, and they're just like doing like backflips and like they're fighting Darth Maul and shit, and you're like, man, that Obi-Wan Darth Maul fight was so fucking like old folk. It was like an old folks home fight.
People try to like.
Yeah, it didn't make the Force look really dope at all.
No. People who like defend that scene, it's always like, no, it's like two like great samurai warriors, and it only takes like 3 moves to like kill one another. It's well, like, then but it doesn't look like that. Like, it's two old men holding.
Obi-Wan gets sliced, and he just disappears. Like he just disappears. So
Yeah,
I'm like, what does that happen if he like? What if he like accidentally was like cutting up some vegetables in the kitchen, accidentally cutting off his fingers? Like, no, and he's like disappears. Like, where's the line get drawn with like him like fucking disappearing?
I know. I don't even think his robe gets cut through either. It's just robe like falls to the ground.
Yeah, it's a continuation problem for sure, because when people get fucked up by lightsabers for all the rest of movies, they lose fucking limbs. Like it's a huge issue.
I feel like if lightsabers were like a real thing, that'd be an issue, man. Because like there'd be so many people getting fucked up. Like even if you just touch it the wrong way, or like hold it the wrong way. If you hold it the wrong way and you turn it on, it like goes to your stomach. You're like, oh, well, I'm just gonna die.
You'd have to keep it locked up like a semi-automatic. Because like I have football pads at my house, and you drunk idiots put them on and start hitting each other. Like imagine a lightsaber.
Yeah, no kidding.
Losing everything.
And like, you know, when he just like hands Luke the fucking lightsaber, like when Obi-Wan hands Luke the lightsaber, he like turns it on. He's like, oh my god, look at this thing! Like he could have turned on the wrong way and fucking cut his leg off, or like fucking.
Pretty sure that's like a Family Guy scene or something.
Yeah, or like hit himself with a dick and be like, well, I got a vasectomy.
Like literally, the Black
Knight. That's how vasectomies
work. The Black Knight from.
He would be able to have sex, so.
From Monty Python is a more realistic fight scene than this one. So
the Black Knight.
Hard B.
Yeah, I was just what the fuck are we even talking about right now?
We ran some Star Wars, baby.
Dane.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go.
We should just call this the hot takes episode.
Hot takes.
Well,
I'll go.
It's only like 6 options, or like 7, right?
Yeah, right.
Sometimes there's like 20.
All right.
And we're just like,
Attack of the
fuck,
Clones, episode 2, where he starts to get brooding. The first introduction.
Is that the
Hayden
one?
Christensen, the one where he says, "I don't like sand; it's coarse."
Dawn, I was telling Dawn today that we were doing the Star Wars thing, and then she fucking sent me that clip. I don't like sand. So is this the one where they're in like that arena and there's all those like the butterfly people and like there's those like 3 monsters that they have to like fight? Yeah.
And there's that one lizard that like Obi-Wan rides and it's like it makes that weird sound effect. You know, I hear it in my head every time.
Yeah. It's like a big chameleon, and there's like that big rhino and like the big praying mantis and like the little wolf thing. Like those are like the 3 monsters that they have to like fight, and one cuts up and Natalie Portman's back. Yeah. That one's kind of cool.
Dane, where do you want to start it so we can get into a discussion?
Like C to holiday special. I think Anakin comes off as like a whiny little bitch in this. Like at least in the next one, he's like kind of seeming evil and like menacing and stuff. But this one, he's just like, I want to date Padme. Man, like I'm tough. I'm a Jedi. Why won't you let me in?
Is this the one where he goes back and finds his mom and his mom dies?
No, that's the
third one.
That's the third one.
That's the third one. Okay. Yeah, that's when he's just a little pussy. Like this is just him like being like following Padme around, like smelling her seat when she leaves the room and stuff. Like it's not. Yeah. It's not like a very flat. It's not a flattering movie.
I can't even like mentally think of one good moment that Anakin has.
No, he's like the awkward fucking teenager in a romantic comedy with like rage issues. This movie, he is trash, and he gets to freaking hook up with Natalie Portman, which is a huge piss off to me as a huge Natalie Portman fan. So,
me too. I didn't know you liked Natalie Portman. I've been soggy for
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, man, I've always been soggy for Natalie.
This is a holiday special film. This is where this movie belongs.
All right.
I'd go see. It's like it's pretty stupid and shitty. And that's when you find like. This is when you're like really like out of the thousands and thousands of people auditioning for fucking young Darth Vader, you pick this fucking Canadian clod. Like
at least he's Canadian, man. Let's give him a little break there.
I'm embarrassed that he's Canadian.
Yeah, I wish he wasn't. Casting was trash. Anyways, they casted Ewan McGregor as fucking Obi-Wan. Like this was
wasn't that bad.
That's a bad casting choice.
Nah,
that guy needs to play like a 1950s fucking salesman with the twinkle in his eye, like Big Fish all the time. Like you don't.
That's exactly who Obi-Wan is.
He's played a heroin addict. He's played young Christopher Robin. He's played older Danny Torrance.
Did you just
go older Christopher Robin?
Did you just go from Train Spotting to Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, well, that's the depth that this guy has. Like, he can play a heroin addict, and he can also like fuck around with Piglet and Tigger. Like, that's the depth that Ewan McGregor has, and he
Did
can
you guys
also
watch that
like
movie?
fuck. He can also dance and do the can with fucking Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, yuck. Aiden just called you out in the chat, Dane. He said the second one is totally the one where his mom dies. Then he kills the sand people, not just the men, but the women and children too.
I thought that was until the
Oh,
third
so he
one.
does kill. So he does kill the people. So there's
All
the second one is when he.
Okay. So then I'll bump that to C tier because I was gonna have it in the holiday special.
Okay. And yeah, then he has that really, really bad monologue with Padme after it's like, I hate them, and his face like jiggles, and it just like doesn't. It doesn't go over well. Like, I remember like watching that and like being like a 11-year-old kid or whenever that came out and being like, well, this isn't very good acting, and I'm a little boy.
It's when you learn that there's bad acting. All right, so I'm putting it in C tier.
Okay,
Yeah, he does have that cool scene when he's just wrecking the fucking sand people.
Yeah, he does go. That part's kind of cool.
Scene. I'm fine with C tier.
And yeah, I thought that was in the third one.
But also, like, what kind of shit writing is that? We're like what terrible
George Lucas is what
out of like the 10 years that he was away from his mom, he comes back the exact second that she dies. Like, what if he would have showed up like 10 minutes later and been like,
well, no, it's because he had visions of her. He had like forced visions of her, so he went to go check on her, but then he was too late.
Oh, is that what? Okay, because I thought I was just like, man, that was either really good or really bad timing. Because at least he got to say bye to his mom, but he also like had to sit there and watch his mom die. Like, that's fucked up. I wouldn't be into that at all.
Yeah. All right, my turn.
Yep.
I'm gonna drop my S tier vote for Vader with The Empire Strikes Back.
Nice. That I agree with that. I have no other things to say.
I think it's his best performance. You also have him dropping the bomb, which is the most epic cinematic moment in Vader maybe movie history.
What, when he says, Luke, I am your father? As
a child, I remember one of my youngest memories is my dad being like, come here by the fan. We would like go by the fan and he'd be like, I am your father. And I was like, oh, this is the dopest shit of all time. Like that, my dad doing that into a fan, like yelling into a fan. If a performance is so good, you yell into a fan, it's a god tier performance.
I was doing that to last time, or not the last time, but the last time before last time when I went to go see Charlotte. I kept doing that into a fan, and I thought that was. It's like you're a 30-year-old man, but you still find that like entertaining talking to a fan, and it makes your voice all fucked up.
Did you say Charlotte, you are a sharder?
Charlotte, you are adopted. Just kidding, she's not. So, I remember when your mom was pregnant.
Yeah, it's god tier. I think it's there's one other that can maybe make a case, but I think this is his best performance, period. Any disagreements there? Any highlights from that movie you guys want to talk about?
Oh, I got lots of highlights from that movie that gets me soggy in the pants. I wanted to point out Danica is very offended that we were talking shit about, that you guys were talking shit about Ewan McGregor. I have nothing but nice things to say about the guy.
I didn't say shit. I said he was good.
I think he's a good actor. I didn't realize that anybody.
Hey, Danica, you said you owe me one in the chat right now. You have to say Ewan McGregor's overrated.
Except the island.
She owes you one for what? Did she finger you or something?
Yeah, she fingered me when I was sleeping.
No, you fingered her. Sorry, because she owes you one.
No. It was when I was sleeping and I didn't call the police. Danica in the chat, you have to say Ewan McGregor's overrated.
All right.
I don't think Danica, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, you do. It's me and your friendship online, Danica. Say it in the chat.
Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, for me that's like by far my favorite Star Wars movie. It's got like the gritty, like stop motion aspect to it, and it's just like it's kind of like the borderline between like the first one's all kind of like cartoony and like fun and silly, and then the second one's kind of like the same way, but the second one's like gritty and cool and fun. Other than Anakin or other than Luke and Leia like making out, and that's kind of gross. But it's like I just like the style of it. I like the way it was shot. It was really dark, and like the Battle of Hoth and the Tauntauns and the Wampa. I know if you guys have never seen the movie, I'm thinking you guys are probably like, well, he's just saying words right now. Like, what the fuck's a Tauntaun and a Wampa?
If I agree, because if that movie wasn't made the way it was, hot take, Star Wars would not still be a thing. It would not. If we had another one of the first movie, Star Wars would not still be a thing.
Yeah, I like how you can just like say Star Wars, like names of things like, oh, the Rancor and the Jawa and the Tauntaun and the you can just like say all that shit. And people are just like, well, that person's just an idiot. He's just making up words or he's speaking a fucking different language. That's why I like the Star Wars, the names generators and shit, because like they're just like the Star Wars names of people. Like if you see a character and then you like look up what their name is, you're just like, blast. It's just like just a bunch of nonsense basically, and that's like someone's job is to sit there and just like create fucking stupid names for these people.
But okay, so hold on.
Sorry, I got off track there.
Where so you like that Dane? Dane
I haven't talked it all.
Yeah, I know. I was like Dane, make a case.
Sorry, Dane. Yeah, Empire Strikes Back. What do you guys say?
Yeah, this is the introduction of not just Vader's Imperial Death March song. It's the introduction of Palpatine. You get Vader versus Han Solo in Cloud City when fucking Han Solo takes a shot because fucking Han Solo shoots first, motherfucker. But
motherfucker.
Vader just deflects that shit. Then yeah, you get that whole Cloud City shit with Luke and Vader is just iconic in every aspect. Vader cutting off Luke's hand, making him more like his own father or himself, I guess.
Yep.
You actually see Vader being menacing and dark and fucking why he is in charge of shit.
So, are you an S tier? Let's do an S tier vote.
I'll put an S tier for sure.
S tier.
All right. Yeah, I like that. Who's up next?
Eric.
You are.
So you got 3 options left.
Mm-hmm.
So I got episode.
You got 3, 6, and Rogue One.
I got Rogue One, Return of the Jedi, and Revenge of the Sith. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just take the low ride or the low road here and take the Rogue One because I thought that was a really good movie. Like he obviously only has fucking like 14 seconds of screen time in it, but so yeah.
Where do you want to put it?
Like in I guess actually that was a bad choice. I shouldn't have picked that one, but I already picked it. So because now that I'm thinking about it, like he's literally has a frame of screen time in the fucking movie.
It's honestly some of the coolest shit Vader's ever done on screen.
I think it's his. Yeah. I think it's his best 30 seconds in any of the movies.
Actually, yeah, but per capita, if that makes sense, like.
Yeah.
For the amount of screen time he does have, he's a fucking total dickhead badass. So I'll put him in like. I'll put him in A tier, I guess. Yeah, sure. Because like per frames. His screen time is pretty nice. Like he just shows up badass. For people that don't know, I'll explain it really quick. So Rogue One is like it was made in 20.
All right, so there's a long time ago in a galaxy far away. Okay.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Okay, it's not the future; it's the past. Okay.
It's the past. Eric, did you say 2018?
No. It was.
I know what it is, so I want to see. This is a test.
Oh.
Which way did he go?
2016.
It is 2016. Yeah.
Boom! You can't beat me with that shit. Okay, so anyways, it's the movie between. It's the movie between before A New Hope, and it's when they're stealing the plans to build the Death Star. And it's like the plan, and like the characters are. Like kind of unknown characters, but they're stealing the Death Star plans from the Empire to get back to the Rebel Alliance, I guess.
It is literally an entire movie made off of 2 sentences
in the opening crawl of
in the
episode 4.
opening of episode 4. Like it
Many
is
people died.
A very well made movie, man.
unbelievably good movie.
The blind guy. I'm the one that wanted the forces with me or whatever. How the fuck does it go?
I think it doesn't get enough credit, and it gets a lot of credit. I think that movie. I actually saw that one in theaters, and I don't go to the theater a lot. I don't. I'm not a big theater guy because everything fucking streams, and I like being at my house. But I agree with you. This is. Sorry, what did you say? A?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll put it A.
Yeah,
A.
me too. 100%. This is an A performance. And the only reason it's not an S tier is because, it's like 30 seconds. But it is the most badass scene maybe in Star Wars ever.
Yeah.
And even Carrie Fisher has a little CGI face. What the fuck, whatever you want to call it.
I agree. Yeah. This is Gareth Evans, who did The Raid, I believe, and stuff like that. His foray into Star Wars.
Redemption?
Yeah, I believe so. Unless I'm just making shit up, but I don't know. That's just in my subconscious that I'm spelling.
Sounds believable.
Written by Gary Whitta and about 7 other people, and this one scene was actually a reshoot. The only other scenes you get of Darth Vader are of his base in Mustafar, which is also fucking dope to see. You see his fucking Sith temple on Mustafar where he's just hanging out in lava pits, just choking guys out. But then, this shot was a reshoot because they were like, we need something else. And then, holy fuck, like, talk about a reshoot. Like, when you just see that red glow and you hear his voice, and then you just see that lightsaber light up, and then people just screaming, like, get me, help me! And he's just chucking bodies and crushing people.
I've ever
been in a theater and people, like, clapping at that scene.
Oh, like... boner
and
instantly from 6 to midnight.
The most fucky part of that, which honestly discredits the OG even more, is we see that Vader now, and then we're like, oh, not very many years later.
Not even years, like 2 hours later, he has that fight with
that lightsaber battle with Obi-Wan. And you're like what?
2 days later.
It makes it seem like it happens like quite a bit later, but it's like within like the same couple of days.
Because legitimately, Rogue One ends right as fucking episode 4 starts.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, because Leia's captured. Yeah, it's fucking Leia. Sorry.
This guy's a phony.
Yeah.
He's a phony. Big fat phony. I'm actually drunk now.
Can I tell you? My mom just handed me this. She wanted you guys to see. She has a Star Wars scrub.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hey, there's way too many. The Stormtrooper to Vader helmets on there is not proportionate, though.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, I have a Star Wars tattoo. No Darth Vader, but I got a Death Star. I got R2-D2. I got Boba Fett, Stormtrooper, Han Solo's gun. Dane doesn't like it because it's like doesn't make sense.
But hold on, Dane. It doesn't make sense. But how?
Oh,
sorry.
It doesn't make sense to me either. I don't think it makes sense to my tattoo artist. I think I just like went in there with like a simple idea, and I left with this fucking mess on my arm. That's gonna be there for the rest of my life. So I try to make it.
It gets girls for you.
It does.
Yeah. It does its job.
It's definitely a moistener. Dane, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Did you say A?
I mean, I would almost fight for S tier, but like if we're talking Vader moments, like this is like fucking S tier shit.
The moment, but we're talking Vader movies.
So that's fair too.
No, we're talking like
we're talking about the movies in context of Vader, I guess too. So
yeah, you did have a dope ass little moment there.
Yeah, so we'll put it in A tier. I'm cool with that.
All right,
Dane, your movie. Actually, before Dane's movie, we're gonna run a quick ad.
Okay, let's get back to this so I don't have to edit all this out.
Yeah, none of that actually happened. My parents we did okay. We got by.
All right, if you're
We had-
just tuning in,
we had-
this
we
has
had
been a
Star
deep
Wars on
dive into
VHS.
Star Wars, and in honor of David Prowse, who is Vader, and we have been ranking the Star Wars movies, but in rankings of how Darth Vader / Anakin is in the movie. So yeah, if you're just tuning in, we got our tier list. We are almost done. We got S tier, Empire Strikes Back; A, Rogue One; B tier, Episode 4 and Phantom Menace; C tier, Episode 2, and in the holiday specials, all the movies that he hasn't appeared in.
And watch the holiday special if you have the chance, because it's fucking.
They actually just remade
hilariously
or
bad.
made a new holiday special, but it's like animated and stupid, I think. Because Star Wars is for kids
that's it.
now. All right, I'm going to. I'll put the last of the prequels in, and then we can just talk about Return of the Jedi. All right, Revenge of the Sith, the birth of Darth Vader. You see it unfold here. You see fucking him taking down younglings. I'd put this in almost like an A category. I don't know.
I agree. That is the other.
You know,
That is a low A. Like it's a low A.
I actually
An
think
A-.
as bad as Hayden Christensen is as in episode 2, I think he's actually pretty good at like as the angry and like sad and lost guy, like when he's just screaming out to like Obi-Wan and shit. Fucking
Yeah,
cuts
in
down
episode
Mace
2,
Windu.
He's got a crew cut with like a little ponytail in the back, and then this one he's just got a perm. So that's the only way you can tell the difference in them. But yeah, no, he does a good job. Like I think he does a decent job in this one. Like when he like flips and like burns to death, and he's like, "I hate you" to like
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. That part was pretty like laughable. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, you killed a very memorable moment in like millions of people's memories, because like everyone was
It
always
was a
like,
little
oh,
over the top.
how did Darth Vader get so fucked up? And like everyone's like, oh my god, this is finally how it happens. And he's just like,
He didn't have the high ground.
It was just
Yeah,
have
the high ground. Buddy.
he
Have the
literally
high
did a flip, and
ground.
he's like, kind of like he literally did a flip, and I just landed in the lava, and he's like, oh shit.
I know, but how could you choose to be that? Like,
You know why he did
Man.
the flip? Because for like 10 years,
you wanted-
him and Obi-Wan were like getting drunk, and Obi-Wan would always just be like, "So Darth Maul, I do a flip over him, and I
yeah,
fucking cut him in half." And it was so cool, man. Like, if you're ever gonna attack somebody, do a flip over him.
yeah.
And then-
Obi-Wan's always like, I killed Darth Vader, or killed Darth Maul. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, well, you don't act like you do.
You ungrateful little shit.
Yeah, you ungrateful little shit. Can you do a backflip with a lightsaber? And he does like a hat. He does like those like half-ass backflips. Thing lands on his face. He's like, he like just gets up and starts fucking.
That's why he killed all those kids, because he couldn't do a flip.
But
drunk Uncle Obi-Wan.
it's like, yeah. But to the movie, it is only a low A tier because of the turn. Like it's the turn, and when you fucked up the Jedi Council and you fucking lost your damn mind, and it's the birth of the Vader we know. It's Anakin to Vader. So like it has to have its respect no matter what, even if there are dumb little moments. Like it has to have its respect as far as the Vader.
It closed the gap between the first movie, the first like the original ones and the second ones, and like kind of it made you, it closed like the fantasy of like why the fuck like Darth Vader's all fucked up, and like it answered all those questions.
You can say what you honestly feel, because I feel the same thing, Eric. What this movie didn't make the first 3 a complete fucking waste of time. That's what this movie did.
It closed the gap between the first original ones, or the 3 originals, and the 3 other ones, and then, but yeah, it was like, to me it was a little bit disappointing, but also like in my head I was like, what the fuck was I expecting? Like I don't really know what I was hoping for. Like all I knew was his wife died, like Padme dies, he has twins, Obi-Wan gets mad at him, and he gets all burned up and shitty.
Yeah, but it's
so, like, I'm like, what the hell else did I expect? Like that's what happened. So I'm like, all right, they gave me what I needed. They gave me
That's true.
closure. Is that? Yeah. I mean,
No.
I wish the acting wasn't so stupid, and I wish that
George Lucas could write
I,
better.
I wish Padme didn't actually die because I always had a huge crush on Natalie Portman, but whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, no, it deserves its respect. Dane, any final thoughts on this one before we go to the final little debate here?
Sure, the final lightsaber fight goes on for like 15 minutes and is a little bit crazy, and there's literally scenes of them just like whipping their lightsabers, like not even attacking each other. But
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're on like those like flying little saucers over the lava and shit.
It goes
Now
a
that I'm
little
thinking
over
about
the
it, I'm like,
top.
it's such a stupid movie.
Yo, you know what's funny about that, Dane, too? Sorry, and not to cut you off, is that again to the point of Vader killing Obi-Wan in 3 moves. It's like just another huge detriment to that scene.
Mhm.
But go on.
I was gonna say, small spoiler alert for Mandalorian. In the newest episode, you learn too that Baby Yoda was on Coruscant, training with like Jedi masters and stuff, and he was there like during the purge. So I mean, Anakin almost killed Baby Yoda, but
Ooh.
Baby Yoda was taken and hidden.
Ooh, nice.
But he was there during that moment.
I really want to hear your top 5. So let's get through this last S tier and then bang
All
through
right.
those top 5 because we're
Yeah,
getting
and
long.
then exactly. We've got a show. We said this would take like this
Yeah.
tier list would be short, but I knew it would.
Yeah.
We always fucking we always run long.
right. So the last
So-
one for all of us is the final one. Because I don't consider 7, 8, and 9 part of the fucking Star Wars universe.
So, well, that's a hot take, but we're not going to get into that right now. This one for me, I think this is the S tier debate, and it's do you want the badass Vader or where the bad guy turns good Vader? Like that's what the debate is for the top 2 here.
He
for me.
proves that he is the chosen one. He redeems himself in the end.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
depends
this
if
is-
you
this is a
like that
toughie.
storyline. It's a tough debate here. For me personally, I think it is high A, low S for Vader because I think it's like I don't think they built enough humanism into Vader for him to flip like such a little bitch. To be completely honest, like all the terrible things he did, and then it's just like you cut that kid's arm off, and then now you're like, oh no, I'll save him. So I have a hard time. There's no chance it's better for me. I think it's low S, high A.
It's the unrelenting, never breaking of Luke Skywalker that changes.
I feel like
his
they did
father.
I feel like they did a good job for so like when Darth Vader sees his son being killed by the Emperor,
Mhm.
and like literally all they have to work with is like fucking like the guy has no fucking facial expression, so they just like shows him like kind of looking down. I think they did a decent
Right.
job of him being like having like a recollection, being like, oh my god, this guy's killed my kid, and then he like fucking picks up the Emperor, throws him off, and then
He doesn't shout no.
yeah, and then he falls off. It looks really stupid and really bad, like 80s CGI. But
And
then Vader's
and
like
then
all
he
fucked up
dies.
from
Palpatine actually dies, and then he doesn't come back ever. He dies.
Yeah. He does exactly. He does, and then Luke carries them out, and then they have like their little like father son. Like they take Darth Vader's mask off.
Their little Ewok dance.
No. Like when Luke is dragging him out to try and save him, and then he's like, "Save me, leave me." But one last wish is like, "Take my mask off so I can see with my own eyes." And then it's like he takes his mask off, and then everyone in the I wasn't alive at this time, but like I'm assuming everyone in the theater was just like, "Oh my god, we get to see fucking Darth Vader without his mask on," and he was just like old, burnt up, like fucking decrepit old man, played by Sebastian Shaw, not by David Prowse or James Earl Jones. Just a little fun fact. And they just have like this moment where they kind of like converse with each other, and then he's just like, "Oh, you're my son," blah blah blah, whatever. So I feel like it's a heartwarming moment. I remember like when I was a kid and first saw that, I was just like, "Oh my fucking god, I'm gonna see Darth Vader without his mask on." And he takes his mask off, and he's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ,
Ooh,
that's what
yuck.
Darth Vader.
Oh, yuck.
That's what Darth Vader looks like. He's like a bald old piece of shit. I thought he was gonna be like a cool looking old man or like a cool like looking dude, but I don't know. But yeah, anyways, I'd put it in. This is a toughie for me because yeah, like you see Darth Vader go from like a big piece of shit to like an actual like caring guy, so it's kind of
comes full circle.
It's toughy. It's a toughie.
Make a call because we gotta move on.
I'd say okay. I'm gonna put it above Empire. No.
Oh, hot take.
So you're putting it in S tier, though. I'm putting it in S tier.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
I'm putting it in S tier.
But I don't know if it's above Empire or not. I'm trying to think.
All right, Dane, you make the call on that then. So it's an S tier movie. Is it better than Empire?
I mean, you guys know
give
last
us
week, if you
stuff.
were in, I put this as my favorite Star Wars movie. My favorite moment is when Vader realizes that Leia is his sister and twin sister, and that there could be another way to get to the dark side. And then Luke just goes angry and cuts off Vader's hand. That's my favorite moment. But again, yeah, the turn kind of does come out of nowhere. You don't really see... Vader is more of a side character in this. I'll put it under Empire, but still S tier.
Oh,
all right, good call.
I can respect that.
I think the consensus, though, I think we all pretty much agreed on the exact order. Honestly, I don't think there was any hot takes there.
No.
All right, well, that's your S tier then, I guess. Or that's our tier.
This is our tier list of Darth Vader in Star Wars movies. We got S tier, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. A tier, Rogue One, and Revenge of the Sith. B tier, A New Hope, and Episode 1, Phantom Menace. C tier, only one coming in C tier, Attack of the Clones, and then the holiday specials, the movies that he is not in.
So,
good list.
I'm down with our list. Let's get to this top 5 because we still got to talk about the show too.
Yeah, it'll be super quick.
Yeah.
Do you wanna, can I do my porn thing first?
Sure. I don't even. Yeah. I don't know what that is.
You want to throw up that picture that I sent you?
Sure.
So me and Dave were talking before the show, and I thought it'd be kind of funny to like bring up the fact that it's Star Wars. I was like, there's gotta be some porn movies based off Star Wars out there. Like that would be absurd if there was. There's literally a movie called Edward Penis Hands. So if there's not at least a Star Wars porn movie, like I'd be.
There's gonna be like 20.
There is, and then I was looking it up, and I found a good picture from. Here's a delay here.
Just go for it. I have to sign into Facebook and stuff. It'll come.
Oh, so yeah, I was looking up some of the Star Wars porn movie titles. They're not that great, but I just thought this one picture. I found this one picture of Darth Vader sticking a lightsaber up Princess Leia's ass. I blurred it out so it's safe. Like no, I
still don't know if it's safe.
It's not as bad as it was when I first saw the picture, because like I saw the picture and I like had to sit down because I was laughing so hard at it. And then I looked up some of the porn titles. They're not that great though. Like I was kind of disappointed. There's Star Wars XXX, like XXX.
Boo. Yeah, bad.
Porn Wars.
Boo. That sounds like a Storage Wars fucking remake.
Oh, there's a gay one called Star Wars: The Gay Force Awakens.
See, that's the best title out of the 3 so far.
I think it's the best one out of all 5 because I only found 5. Or there's only 5 that were like respectable. Then there was Sex Wars.
Oh, come on, guys.
And then there was Star Wars, which I thought was kind of funny.
Star Wars is the best one, I think.
Star Wars and Star Wars: The Gay Force Awakens.
Those are definitely the best two.
We were kind of I was just kind of killing time before the show started, and I was like, you know what would be funny if we just like Googled some of the best porn titles, and then I found this photo. I don't think you can bring it up, but
I'll bring it up for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. So and then I watched. I legit like was sitting here. I was like watching some of the clips. And I'm just like, this is awesome. Some of the clips are just so like I was flabbergasted by the production value. I'm like, bro, this has got to be green screen for sure. And the amount of money they spent on costumes and stuff, like their Darth Vader costume, legit was pretty good.
It was actually just like extras on the actual Star Wars movie, like when they had
Star Wars
running
After
on
Dark.
set and just like
Yeah, they were just like, hey, you want to make an extra $50? Come with me.
Yeah.
Let me see your dick first. Like,
Put your.
So I added that little like excited, whatever you want to call that, the little white blob there, because you could actually see the lightsaber going into her butt. And I was just like, well, this is the best thing I've seen.
It would just no. Why hasn't she disappeared yet? Just like...
But I gotta say, like, how much would it have cost to buy like a little pair of like black mini gloves? Because like you can see his bare hand there. Like he always wears gloves. Like that pisses me off. Other than that, like the production value is awesome. Like if he was just wearing a pair of gloves, it would have been fine.
If you're one of the few people still in this chat, I know we're running long, but as we get into this next thing, put your best Star Wars porn names into the chat. All right? If you're still watching, best Star Wars porn names, like not the real ones, make some up.
Like, are we talking like characters, like Jar Jar?
No, I'm talking. We just heard 5 titles that are meh. I want to hear the few people who are watching still put their best, most creative names in while we move on.
Yeah, I tried my best. Like I was like thinking, like I was hoping for the best, but like that's all they gave me to work with. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, those are pretty sad.
Pretty sad. Yeah, pretty upsetting. So what's the next on the agenda?
All right, I'm just gonna run a quick top 5 Vader moments outside of movies, as I'm probably one of the only people outside of the 2 of us or 3 of us who have watched Clone Wars, the TV show, Rebels TV show, read some comics, played all the video games and stuff like that, where a lot of good moments are. So I'm just gonna bring some up.
Let's do it. Eric is our memorabilia expert. Dane is our Star Wars universe expert, and I am not an expert. So
I'd say none of us are experts.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty lacking.
We got to be careful with the Star Wars crowd. They fucking turn on people like that.
That's true.
These guys don't know anything. So I'm just gonna say my top 5. It's gonna be super quick of Darth Vader moments outside of the actual movies. Number 5 is Darth Vader in the movie The Indian in the Cupboard. All right, this is a movie about what?
Are you gonna show the clip?
No, because I know that's just gonna get copyright striked. So I'm just gonna.
Oh, okay. I know what scene you're talking about, but when he like puts all his action figures in the cupboard and then
I
like,
was
closes
gonna say,
it
this is toys that come to life, right?
Yeah, this boy has a magic cupboard where you put toys in there, you turn the key, and then the toys come to life. So his one friend like goes wild. Or I think it's just when he first goes wild with it and puts all his toys in at once, and then you just like see Darth Vader like reflecting laser blasts from like G.I. Joes and stuff, and it's dope.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a dope movie, Indian in the Cupboard.
It's on Netflix now. It actually
Is
holds
it?
up still.
All right.
Yeah,
I know what I'm doing right after this.
Yeah. It's actually like there's sad moments. I was like, didn't think I'd cry to this movie.
Oh, Aiden's got blocked. I looked at Aiden's Star Wars name, Cholo something, but it got blocked on the chat.
It's not on mine. It's Blumpkin. But let's get to those after. That's a good one, Aiden.
Cholo Blumpkin?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything with Star Wars?
It sounds like a Star Wars name.
Let's hammer through these top 5 and then put as many as you can in there. Aiden, as many as you can. Aiden, if you put 5 in, we'll call you our producer online again.
Yeah.
Our executive producer.
Number 4 Vader moment of mine is from a comic called Vader Down, where it's like one issue comic where Vader's TIE fighter gets like shot down and he's by himself, and then like the comic ends and he's like walking and he's surrounded by like 200 rebel soldiers, and they're like, "We have you surrounded." And then it cuts to Vader and he's like, "I'm only surrounded by fear and dead men." And then it's just like, Vader just killed every one of these 200 guys, and it's just a dope Vader moment.
That's dope. If you, after the show, Dane, if you could fucking try and find that online and shoot it to me, I'd appreciate that.
I did find it, actually. I can send it to you. I have that too, in my collection. Number 3 is the video game's Force Unleashed, where Vader gets an apprentice, Star Killer. There's, if you want to watch some cool cutscenes and shit, just watch like Force Unleashed cutscenes, and you'll see Vader doing some fucking dope shit in video game cutscenes. Which comes to my number 2, which is another video game, Jedi Fallen Order. It came out this year, and it ends with basically like Order 66 happening. Or there's like a flashback of it anyways, when like all the Jedis are going, but then at the end Vader comes out of nowhere and you have to like run from Vader because you're like, there's no way I can beat Vader because he's Vader, and it actually like creates fear in the video game, and it's amazing. And number 1 Darth Vader moment is from the TV show Rebels, where Darth Vader fights his apprentice. When he was Anakin, he had an apprentice named Ahsoka Tano, who just made her live action appearance in the new Mandalorian episode, which was fucking dope. Seeing her live action as Rosario Dawson with her double white lightsabers kicking ass.
Oh,
and and it is, if you don't even know, yes, Anakin had his own Padawan, a female named Ahsoka. And she eventually gets kicked out of the Jedi Order because the Jedis turn their back on her, so she leaves. That's why she's technically, there are no Jedi left, because she is no Jedi. And there's an epic fucking fight scene between the two of them, animated, where she's like, "I will avenge my master," and Vader's like, "Revenge is not the Jedi way." And then she's just like, "I am no Jedi," as she lights up her lightsabers. One of my all-time favorite moments, gives me chills every time.
If you could send that one too, that sounds dope.
Yes, if you haven't, go YouTube all of these great fucking moments. And yeah, those are my top 5 Darth Vader moments outside of the movies. Boom.
Nice. Those are good.
dope.
If you could send me those 2, I was super into. All right, let's check before we get into. We have a big announcement, so we'll run a ad, but first, before we run the ad, let's go through Aiden's 5 to see if we'll call him an executive producer. Also, shout out to Cooner62. I think his was better than all of Aiden's. Sorry, Aiden.
Papa Coon getting in there.
Coon said the phantom penis. I think that is.
That's good.
All right, so we're gonna run through all Aiden's names. So we had Cholo Blumpkin. All right, you boys rate Aiden's names out of 5. You ready?
All right.
Cholo Blumpkin.
It's like a 3.
It's like a 2. Like, what does that mean? Like,
You don't know
what
what
is
a
that
Blumpkin is?
referencing?
Aiden's
I know what a Cholo and a Blumpkin are, but like, what is it? What the hell?
Because
is
it
that
sounds like Han
referencing to?
Solo, and it's just funny words.
Oh, okay.
Okay, next one from Aiden. Gus Porkin.
I feel that's
Like
an
one?
actual Star Wars name. Yeah, like 1. Isn't Porkins, I guess, 1?
Yeah, Porkins is like the fucking TIE fighter, or like one of the
Yeah.
fighters in the Rebel Alliance.
The fat one that blows up.
Oh, okay. Before I get into more, Aiden's Pody just came in hot. Star Horror's Return of the Pink Eye.
This is like a bunch of people like eat each other's asses.
Yeah. Just fart porn, dude. Okay, Aiden's third one.
Scat porn. It's called scat porn. Okay.
Aiden's third one. Tito, it's either I don't even know what he wants me to say this one. Tito Hot Quarrel, like a hot Carl, but hot quarrel, like a QARL.
Another 2.
Jake Buttfuck. Don K Punch.
Eric's just going off the map here. What do you give?
I feel like those are all pretty bad. I think Aiden's just like pulling shit out of his ass.
Yeah.
To try to become a producer again, but he fucked it up. So Aiden's not a producer this week.
You're a key grip. Passed on those. Coming hotter. We're gonna turn this into a reoccurring segment where we make Aiden try and think of porn names on the fly to see if he gets the title back.
But yeah, now you're a key grip and you can fuck off, Aiden.
Odie says, I mean 2020. It's 2020. I don't kink shame. True that. True that.
That's fair.
That's part of the reason I hate Kaylee from the show we're going to talk about. But so let's run an ad and then let's talk about, we're going to do another show, guys. A limited run show. So we're going to run an ad and we're gonna talk about a show and call it a day.
It's running.
Oh, yeah,
Just a 30-second ad.
So we're just gonna talk about the challenge, how we're gonna start the challenge shit.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you are subscribed,
I got a boost. I gotta go.
If you are subscribed, you kind of know what we're doing now.
But you're still gonna listen. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna fucking listen to us, okay? Okay?
So what the hell are we doing? We're just doing like the tier lists or the draft.
No, we're gonna do a watch along and then an after show where people can write in questions. We're gonna talk about the show and people can write it in. So
we're gonna be an unofficial.
A watch along.
A watch along.
What the hell is that?
Like
it's like where we watch it live and comment on it.
So people can like watch us like while we watch it and like like hear us.
Yeah.
They can join in.
Yeah, like they can join in and they can watch along.
Like Amazon watch parties.
Yeah.
Okay. I legit didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Is it ad over, Dane? Should we get into this?
For sure.
Okay. All right, Dane, lead us into it.
So for a long time, for like 20 years, I've been watching a show called The Challenge. And
about a year ago, Dane got me really into it, like hardcore into it.
The Challenge is basically a reality show on MTV that's been going on for 20 years and has over 36 seasons. It's basically Big Brother meets Survivor meets Jersey Shore. It's everything I want in reality TV, and I love it. I love it.
So they have talked about that. If you follow us, they have been talking about The Challenge since we started. Dane had told me multiple times. He says, "Kook, you would like this show." Like he told me.
I tell that to everybody. Tell that to my priest during confessions.
Right before
Johnny Bananas.
Right before Dane left for a month, I went over to have a few with the boys, and they're watching, and I got fucking hooked. The Challenge is fucking sick, and it just so happens a new season is coming out of the Challenge. It starts on Wednesday, December 9th. So
is it the 9th?
It's the 9th. I checked it.
Oh, so we got lots of time to do our because we're gonna start. We're gonna do a draft and like a. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Goose.
No, it's fine. So this is what we're going to do. There's a few things we're going to do for this show. And I want your guys' input too. And me and Dane and Eric are going to talk about this off screen because this is a brand new idea we literally came up with as the intro was running on the show. But we are going to do watch-alongs of the show. So we're going to do that, but we're also going to do a draft, and we might be able to do 2 drafts depending how many. If you're a watcher and you want to be in on the draft, and if we want to do like money on it, we can figure that out, like a $5 buy-in, and have like a big fan one where like everyone can pick one person. But also we're going to do a draft between the 3 of us and maybe 3 to 4 other people who will join in on the show periodically. So we're going to draft on that. And then as we do the watch along, right after we'll do our own version of an After Dark, but for the Challenge where we will discuss the show we just watched, any plot twists, anything crazy that happened. And then we'll also have fan questions in the chat if they ask us to talk about a certain moment and what we thought and what was going on. So we have to think of creative names for this shit, but it's a great show. If you're not into it already, there's 3 seasons on Crave right now. Dane, you were just saying where are the other older seasons?
You can go to mtv.ca and just watch old seasons there too. So me and Ed, we're watching all of it.
Yeah. And what's fun about this show is the cast is super reoccurring. It's not like sometimes.
It's a rigged game show. It's rigged. It's biased.
Man, it's so fucked. Like Johnny Bananas needs to fuck off.
I like Johnny Bananas.
There's so many reoccurring characters like.
Well, first off, to even get on the show, you have to be on another reality show. Like, these aren't just people from the streets. These are wannabe celebrities who are vying for their, like, moments of camera time.
You have to be on, like, a season of Real World, Are You the One?
Big Brother,
like, you have to be, like, you can't just be some fucking... And you
WWE.
first, like,
yeah. So
and there's Theo was like a UK Olympian. Like you have to be like somebody to make it on the show. So it's not just a bunch of clods like fucking.
I think Theo was on Love Island though.
Well, whatever. I'd fuck him.
Yeah, I like Theo. I like Theo, and you'll hear those takes. But we're gonna start the show. The show is on Wednesdays. They usually run about anywhere from. It'll be weird with this quarantine season, but they run anywhere from 16 to like 22 to 24 weeks. So we'll run a limited run of this. If it goes well, we'll probably do all the challenges moving forward. But
fans, I know when you were like, I love the spare bedroom. I can't wait for more spare bedroom content. And you're like, I wonder what the next content the spare bedroom is going to put. I know you were hoping it was a challenge after show. Okay, I know that's what you thought you'd get from us, and I'm sorry that we're so on the nose, so predictable like that. But
I thought the name "The Mentally Challenged" was a kind of a cute name. Title. Or is it physically challenged?
But we'll discuss that. But
ideally, this is just an excuse to get together again and drink.
Yeah.
And
to drink and watch TV. We're gonna try and turn watching trash TV into money. So join us for it.
Other people have done it. Why can't we?
Yeah.
And this is secretly our own way to get onto the challenge.
Exactly.
We have to be on another reality show.
That would be a dream, man. I would just get on there and then hook up with Maddie and like die happy, man. Like I would just die.
If this builds into something epic over time, and there is no Challenge Canada, we'll just start one.
Exactly.
We'll just start the Challenge Canada.
Start our own.
I call being TJ.
Us and like four of the friends like just like compete against each other and like fuck each other. That'll be the show.
Yeah, but if you like trash TV, tune in. That's coming in hot. First episode's December 9th. I will put something out on Instagram either tomorrow or the next day after talking to the boys here about the draft situation. Okay, so we'll go. We can even
make that like next week's special or like next Sunday's
episode.
Yeah,
we could do a special.
Okay, I'm down. All right,
or
so that's the announcement.
Wednesday, we can do.
That is the announcement.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that's the show, everybody. Thank you for anybody who's tuning in or who anyone watches later on YouTube. This has been another episode of the Spare Bedroom Show coming at you from each of our spare bedrooms. You can catch us on youtube.com/thesparebedroom where you can watch these episodes, watch old clips, as well as any audio streaming service. And yeah, you can now catch us now on Wednesdays coming up as well as Sundays. So look forward to that. All you fucking MTV Challenge fans. I know our fans and MTV Challenge fans are one and the same. So I know you're out there, guys. I know Cooner62 loves the challenge. Okay, he talks about it all the time.
The double boys. The double boys.
When's that video you made coming out? I don't.
Chris gets back on Wednesday because we just have a couple of reshoots. But so we have a video. It's pretty funny. We have a video coming out called The Spot. Eric might get a co-director credit now because Dane's going to be out of town. But that should be
add Darth Vader in it.
If we get the reshoots done Thursday, I promise that video to premiere by Monday when we premiere everything else. Because it's pretty much all cut. We just need a few extra shots.
Sounds good. Right.
Eric, anything before you go?
Yeah, watch the challenge. Watch the challenge. That's about it. I got nothing.
All right.
I really got to piss it. I really got to piss it. I want to go to see what Mom's up to because
watch Indian in the Cupboard on Netflix.
Yeah, do that.
Oh, we do recommendations. Don't watch the movie The Fucking Irishman. The movie sucks.
That movie's awesome. Fuck Eric, watch that.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm wrong. You guys are
watch We Are Champions on Netflix. Watch the Cheese Wheel episode and the Frog.
Is that a good show, Dave?
Episode.
Is that a good show?
It's pretty funny, and Rainn Wilson narrates it, and he's fucking pretty funny.
Yeah, because I was just about to watch it today, but I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna watch the challenge."
I watched the chili pepper one, the frog hopping one, and the cheese rolling one.
I think
like the dog dancing one. I don't know.
The biggest thing though is what Eric said at the start. If you want to be in the draft, start hammering some of the challenge, so you get to know the character. If you're gonna be in the draft,
yeah,
you
go watch
want
the
to know.
Challenge.
who the big dogs are.
Yeah.
Big dog.
I know who I'm picking.
I'm picking
for my
CT.
draft.
I'm picking CT.
Well, we'll see. We'll see who gets first pick. We'll
No,
see who
I guess
gets
we'll
first
see.
pick. Because I'll take CT first pick too. So
No,
never-
whoever gets first pick is CT is. We should just tag CT in this video because he'd be like, oh yeah,
I'm picking
Yeah.
non-
oh yeah. I'm 275 pounds, but I'm still fucking killing it.
I'm literally gonna get off of this right now and go watch CT getting married. So
And I'm
That's a
literally
good
just gonna
episode.
go
That-
get off. All right, I'm still Dane. That's still Eric, and that's still Kooks. Everybody out there, have a good night.
Oh god damn it! Bye.
bye.
Bye.